Let's just jump right into it. Today, we're tackling what's honestly one of the hardest questions in asset documentation and digital construction. What exactly exists on site right now? In this explainer, we aren't just going to rehash basic 3D scanning. We're looking past all that. We're focusing on the whole workflow, the exact steps you need to take to turn raw site reality into a highly reliable, truly actionable building information model. Look, I know you've probably felt this exact frustration. You're dealing with outdated drawings, the site access is an absolute nightmare, and finally, your team manages to get out there and scan the environment. Awesome, right? But then comes that painful realization. Raw data simply isn't enough to prevent design errors. Because let's face it, even tiny measurement issues in a raw scan, they can snowball fast. We're talking massive design flaws, extensive rework, and ridiculously expensive delays once the project actually gets moving. Which brings us to Section 1. Point clouds are not BIM, moving beyond the raw scan. We really need to shatter this illusion right now that just hauling a scanner out to the site means the job is done. It's not. Like reality capture expert Maggie Verment points out, clients honestly don't care about the scanner's engine. They don't care about the processing algorithms. What do they actually care about? Reliability, reduced risk. They are buying confidence, precise documentation, and information they can actually use. So just handing over a raw point cloud to a client, that's a huge mistake, because on its own, it's pretty much unusable for what they actually need to do. And I think this analogy brilliantly hits the nail on the head. Raw point clouds, they're just messy ingredients. Sure, a laser scanner is an incredible professional tool, kind of like a high-end chef's knife, but the raw data it spits out only tells us generally where surfaces are. It doesn't tell us what they are or why they matter. To get a high-quality BIM output, you literally need the right recipe, which means a highly disciplined workflow. Let's move on to Section 2, fixing messy, raw data, restoring clarity and context. So if you try modeling straight from a raw point cloud, you're going to hit a wall of inefficiencies. The data is noisy, there's way too much unnecessary info, the edges are fuzzy, and it's missing that pinpoint precision. Visually, it's incredibly ambiguous, and if a modeler is sitting there left guessing what a specific shape is supposed to be, they're gonna make mistakes, costly ones. That's exactly why high-quality BIM outcomes absolutely depend on aggressively cleaning that data, interpreting it correctly, and using strict QA/QC validation to create some structured logic out of the chaos. So how do we fix that ambiguity? The real game changer here is integrating high-resolution 360-degree panoramas. Devices like the FJD Trion P2 use advanced camera systems to capture panoramas that basically create a virtual tour of the site. This is absolutely crucial because it restores total visual clarity for remote modelers who, let's be honest, probably never even set foot on the site. It lets them instantly identify materials, correctly spot MEP components like pipes and switches, and most importantly, completely eliminate those dangerous modeling assumptions. The point cloud maps the geometry, sure, but the panorama, that's what restores the clarity. All right, Section 3, Trion's Seamless Revit Integration, the 3D to 2D framework. Think about the traditional workflow for a second. Teams take 2D drawings and manually try to build a 3D model from them. That creates massive friction. If a design changes, you're stuck manually updating a bunch of disconnected files, which is super error-prone. But by leveraging streamlined Scan-to-BIM software like FGD's Interior Flow, we flip the script to a 3D to 2D methodology. You establish a single coordinated 3D source of truth first. This stops errors right in their tracks. You build the 3D model based on reality, and then you easily automatically extract your 2D floor plans, sections, and elevations. This right here is where FJD Trion software integration fundamentally changes the game. By using a direct Revit plugin, FJD Trion model syncs up with Revit in real time, meaning you are totally eliminating all that tedious, repetitive work of exporting massive point cloud files, converting formats, and then constantly reloading them into different software layers. You literally just start modeling faster. Simple as that. So here is the exact Scan-to-BIM playbook for getting maximum efficiency out of this. Step 1, capture the site quickly using SLAM technology and verify your coverage right on your mobile device. Step 2, upload and process those raw point clouds so the data is actually project ready. Step 3, assign your elevations and configure building components directly inside Revit. And finally, Step 4, run a strict QA/QC validation check against your fused point clouds and panoramas so you can deliver a bulletproof BIM model.
Section 4, massively reducing project costs. Hard data on efficiency gains.
Let's look at the actual numbers here, because they're pretty staggering. First off, utilizing Trion's lightweight and modular hardware gives you 8 to 10 times faster field capture compared to traditional static surveying methods. Think about that. You can literally walk through a dense, highly complex plant environment and capture each level in a matter of minutes instead of hours. Next, because you're using that direct Revit plugin and staying inside a unified software environment, teams are seeing a huge drop in friction. We're talking 50% fewer steps in the overall workflow. That is a massive chunk of time saved. And because you are virtually wiping out those repetitive indoor modeling loops, all that manual cross-checking, and the endless back and forth between the field and the office, this whole streamlined process results in 70% shorter project delivery cycles. Ultimately, when you strip away all that costly rework, the visual guesswork, and the constant importing and exporting, it all adds up to an unbelievable cost reduction of over 60%. You're getting fully structured, verifiable information way faster, and for a fraction of what it used to cost. Bringing us to our final section, Section 5, Claim Your Free Trial. Turn your reality into actionable BIM. So now that we've mapped out the chef's recipe for true Scan-to-BIM success, and you've seen exactly how to fix that noisy data problem, we really want you to see this for yourself. Make sure to check out the link provided with this explainer so you can instantly download all these vital technical materials. You can grab some sample point cloud datasets to see the clarity firsthand. You can kick off your 30-day free trial of the FJD Trion model software, access the SLAM SDK info, or even book a free tailored project consultation and demo designed specifically for your team's workflow. Go grab those resources today. And as you're gearing up for your next move, I want you to ask yourself this. What is your next construction or renovation project going to look like when you finally trade in all that raw, noisy data for absolute deliverable confidence? Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and we'll see you on the next one.